Hi, Kelly. Did I CC? I didn't even look at the time. Oh, well, for me, it's 11:10. So it's almost 11:11. It's 11:11 actually. Hi, Linda. Hi, Mike. Did everyone have a nice Easter? I just posted a good bit of YouTube videos actually. Well, lives on YouTube. Hi, Yolanda. How are you? My Easter was amazing. How was yours, Linda? Hi, Erie. Oh, you mean tonight, Linda, on the Zoom? Well, just remember that it's okay now. Don't reactivate too many things that already passed. There only is this moment. You just keep relaxing. We don't want to keep reliving things that have already passed either. So even tonight on the Zoom, Linda, it's okay to, I did have resistance, but I kept relaxing, right? Always have it work in your favor. It's all about working with resistance, guys. Like, that's really key to moving towards what you want. It's understanding that nothing is permanent here. Nothing is solid. Nothing is set in stone. But as soon as you react to that moment in this moment and you keep reliving that moment, you're saying that something's permanent. You're saying that it's set in stone, right? So it's all about relaxing in those moments and making it, you're working with it. You're understanding that nothing is permanent. So how can I work with this moment? How can I work with this circumstance to release resistance, to keep me moving forward towards what's best for me, my manifestations in the best way possible, and my best life? Oh, I love it. I love it, Linda. That's okay. That's okay. We use everything to our advantage. Everything. Everything is serving us. Everything is serving us. Why? Because you are the center of your universe, right? You are the center of it. Everything is happening for you. And that's another thing that we don't understand is that everything's happening for you because you are the center of your universe, right? Nothing bad is going on. It's all happening for you to move towards your best life because that's what you're asking for. You're asking for these things. You're asking for manifestations. You're asking for a better life. You're asking for happiness. You're asking for abundance. You're asking for more freedom. And now you're moving towards it and everything's happening for you because you are the center of your universe. But as soon as we say, no, 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 why, we don't trust. And we go back to old patterns, right? So you're finding a way to, it's a lot of relaxing practices. It's a lot of taking a step back and taking as much time as you need to take a step back, to calm yourself down so you can realign with the energy. You'll start to feel better, right? And it doesn't matter how long it takes, right? At first, it may take longer than it does later on. And then sometimes it might take some time again. It's fine. It's all alignment, realignment, alignment, realignment. It sure does, Mark. If we hear someone say something we don't like, hi, Stacy, how are you? I know it's not always easy. I know it's not always easy, Cece. I know it isn't. You just have to find a way to keep relaxing your body and softening your body, right? That's the practice. That's the practice, is finding a way to work with that moment. And just, for me, it's always relaxing. It's always softening. I know they don't feel good. They're fear-based for a reason. And of course, it's going to do what it can to keep you in a pattern, right? That's a familiar pattern that, like I say, sometimes these things pop up and you're like, I don't know where this came from. I've been doing these practices for so long. Where did this come from? And it's all about not trying to figure it out and understand everything's going according to plan. Everything's working for you. There is no problem. There is no problem at all. Everything's going according to plan. I need to find a way to relax around this right now, to calm myself down. Use everything to our favor. Erie, what did you say? Hi, Amy. Kira, I have a question. If we hear someone say something we don't like or get triggered, do we believe it? If you hear someone say anything at all and it upsets you and it affects you, yes, you still have a belief there. You have to be honest with yourself, Erie. That's where it comes down to you and being honest with yourself. Yes, that upset me. That triggered me. I have a belief still. I have something that's not working for me. So you have to get calm and relax your body. It has nothing to do with anyone else outside of you. It always has to do with you. So it's really just about being honest with yourself, because that's how you'll move forward. That's how you'll move towards best and better. Otherwise, you'll keep having those types of experience if you want to say it's about them, they're mean, they're wrong. Well, that's a choice that you have. You have that choice. I always say I want to move towards drama-free. I want to move towards peace. So I choose in those moments to stay calm and quiet, take full responsibility for any triggers that come my way, that come at me, and I know they're giving me an opportunity to move towards best and better. So I just use it to my advantage, and I get really calm and I relax my body, and that's what has me move towards best and better. Thank you, Gina. Erin, that's what it's all about, girl. I love that. Erin says, I've been so good at relaxing and not reacting, and great things keep happening. A lot of times you've been asking and asking and asking, and you just haven't gotten into the receiving energy. And a lot of times people will find this information to relax and do these relaxing practices, and a lot of things start to manifest because they finally let their guard down, right? But again, this is a forever practice. Alignment is a forever practice, because you're going to constantly be moving towards more and more, always. There's no end to any of this. There's no end to your existence. I love that. Cherry says your practices just get clearer and clearer, and they do. They do. Even I notice myself through my own life, guys. Like I'm doing my own practices and through my own life experiences, right? And I'm watching how my life is changing. I'm understanding more. I'm understanding alignment, and how, sometimes it takes time to adjust back into that energy, realign, and you have to take a step back and relax your body and know everything is serving you. Literally everything is moving you towards what you want. Everything is moving you towards your best life, but we're so quick to make it about other people. We think other people have free will in our experience, and we start thinking about other things outside of us, and there's nothing outside of us. It's all you. You create everything in your experience. That's why Lazy Manifesting is the best resource you can purchase, because I talk about this all the time. And the new updates are in there on how I get clear and more clear. And the newest stuff is going to be so good. It's so good. I can't stop. Like, I've been constantly creating new stuff for Lazy Manifesting. So it's going to be really good. So as long as you don't react to those negative thoughts, they won't manifest. So yes. So you're finding a way to release resistance around those thoughts, Tay. You're finding a way when something pops up and you're like, oh no, why is this happening, right? Why are they doing this to me? Or I'm about to lose my job. Let's bring up something that could be pretty scary. Thank you, Gina. So, oh my God, they told me I'm going to lose my job. That's reacting. So it's okay to react, because that's scary at first, right? But I know more. Wait a minute. I know more. I know nothing's permanent. I know everything works in my favor. I know everything is moving me towards best and better. So wait a minute. I can release resistance right now. So you're finding a way to work with your current circumstances that you think are permanent. They're not. And that means just saying, you know what? Maybe this is a good thing. So whatever you can say to release, it's going to help you relax, release resistance. That's when you're going to start seeing things actually go your way better than you can plan. So through my own experience, whenever I had a very scary circumstance, I would take a step back. I would calm myself down and keep calming and calming and calming. And I would be able to see different possibilities on the other side of it. Like, oh, well, this could happen, and it would create more freedom for me. And this could happen if I go this way, if this were to happen. And guess what? That circumstance never happened. It actually just never happened because I released all resistance. But if I would have reacted and got upset, it would have happened. And then I would have had to work with that circumstance, right? So that's the point. The more you can relax and understand that you are exactly where you're supposed to be in this moment, and you can keep trusting the process and falling into this moment and settling into this moment, things will constantly unfold for you in the best way possible, but also the most effortless way and easiest way. There will be no scary moments. The reason why moments seem scary, you're like, why did this happen, is because you're anticipating worst case scenario still. So you're not trusting the process yet. And you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to say, yeah, I can see that. I was anticipating worst case scenario. Your thoughts create your reality, guys. There's no way of getting around that. So when people say, I'm doing your practices and they ain't working, I'm like, yes, they are, because your thoughts create your own reality. And everything's a mirror. So it's giving you where you're at, and you're not trusting the process. So there's no way around it. So I'm just here to help you guys release as much as resistance as you can by doing these types of practices. Hi, Clover. Yeah, so it doesn't matter, like, even what you say. Like Clover says, a door closes, a new one opens, right? Yes, like, that feels good to say that, right? So it doesn't, like, matter really even what you're saying in those moments to release resistance. Just know everything is favorable. Everything is moving you towards what you want. There's no bad. There's nothing wrong is going on. Like, there's nothing wrong. Everything's going according to plan. There is no problem. There's nothing you need to fix. There's nothing you need to figure out. And you have to keep saying these types of affirmations. These are the affirmations that you need to say, not ones to manifest things. All those things will fall into place. Don't force anything too soon. Just, you can say things that you're aligning with and that you want, but I'm telling you, the more you do these practices, you're going to realize that they can come in even better than you can imagine. If you make it strictly about yourself, 100% about yourself and feeling good in this moment and working with your current circumstances constantly when they feel scary, everything that you want will fall into place in magical ways that you can never comprehend. But when we're persisting in a way that we think it should come in, we're really limiting ourselves. You can have a light, way of thinking about it, that's fine, and you can have it written down, but keep taking a step back and allowing these things to really to show you how amazing it can actually be for you, right? I don't understand this question at all. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. How is relaxing not impacting health? I don't understand that, what you mean by that. Relaxing your body? Softening your body versus, no, oh my God, my life's over. I can't believe this. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, my life's falling apart. This is the worst thing ever. Oh my God, you're so bad. You're so mean. How would you do that to me? Versus, I'm okay. This is okay. I can do this. I'm safe. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. So I don't get that. I'm confused by that, Bae. Reacting keeps what you don't want in your experience because you're reacting it. Literally, that's what reacting is. Reacting is keeping it active, getting angry, getting upset, getting frustrated, anticipating worst case scenario. Your thoughts create your reality. There's no way around it. So you have to be open to this. Otherwise, you're not going to ever hear what I have to say. When you just allow things to happen, literally everything changes. It does, Haley. Haley says, when you just allow things to happen, literally everything changes so quick and unfolds perfectly. Yes. Yes. Exactly. How can we help our kids with but your kids are you, Cheryl. How can we help our kids with their nervous system? Well, as soon as you're saying, I got to help my kids with their nervous system, you're saying that there's something wrong with your kids. There's a problem. You need to fix it. Your kids are fine. Your kids are fine. They are exactly where they're supposed to be in their experience. And the more that you get it and the more that you're in alignment and more that you feel good, you are an example to them. The more that you don't react to them doing things and you're calm and you're positive and you're living a life in alignment and they're around you in that energy, they adapt to your energy because it's all about you having your own experience. It's all about you. You are having your own experience. It's you being in alignment and everything adjusts to you. Right? So as soon as you're saying, I need to help my kids, you're saying there's something wrong with your kids. There's nothing wrong with your kids. They're fine. They're exactly where they're supposed to be. There is no problem. There's nothing you need to fix. But as soon as you start saying, there's a problem, I got to worry about my kid. Oh my God, they had a beer. Oh my God, they're out with their friends. Oh my God, that's not, I'm not saying that's in regards to you, but this is what we do. That takes you out of alignment. Now you're not in alignment. Now you ain't serving nobody. So it's all about you getting good at these practices first before you can even go there with bringing this up to your kids, right? You need to be relaxed first. You need to be regulated first before you can even be that example to your kids. So you said, Bay, what about kids who aren't doing what they should? Academics or working even part-time. That sounds like that is your belief system, limiting belief, not theirs. Right there, you're saying, what about kids who aren't doing what they aren't supposed to? That's a very limiting statement. So you're even saying that there's something going wrong, that there's something wrong with them. Trust me, they got it figured out, probably more than you do. Not that they don't have to work hard and they don't have to struggle and they don't have to get up and get it done now and figure it out now and do it now. I think they got it figured out. I know, Stacy. I know. And I think for moms, not just from my experience being a mom, I was always you were always doing. You were always making sure they were taken care of. They were fed, they were this, they were that. And you still have that in you, right? To do that. So the more you just step back and you relax and you understand that they're having their own experience and they can learn better through your alignment. That's the best thing you can do for anyone. Anyone is be in alignment and be in that solid energy and be in that confident energy. That is the best thing you can do for anyone, especially your kids. They do. They exactly, Erie. Kids coming in today, they know. They got it figured out. They're not, listen, they're not buying into any of that. Yeah, Kia, everything's a reflection of you. And that's another one of those deeper concepts that we have to keep doing. These are the types of things that take time to sink in. Like Kia says, light bulb moment, my kids go off my energy and me. And I see it instantly. That's awareness right there. The fact that she gets it, it's all me and my energy, and they're just reflecting back my energy, right? Everybody, everything and everyone, anything in your experience, that's what it means when you hear everyone is you pushed out. Everything and everyone is you pushed out. So if you're feeling good, you're going to get good back. There's no other way. There is no other way. That's why your alignment is number one. And that's the only thing we need to be worried about is our alignment, and focusing on is our alignment, not everybody else, because that takes you out of alignment. Do you get the quick little, you get it? The quick little switch, the quick little shift? That as soon as you're worried about everybody else, now you're not in alignment. Your alignment is number one, because when you are in alignment, everything's going to reflect that back to you, because everyone is you pushed out. Everything is you pushed out. This is money. This is kids. This is friendships. This is family. This is animals. This is my home. Everything. This is the way, this is food. This is the way I look at myself in the mirror. This is my body. This is how everything. When you're in alignment, all those things take care of themselves. You have to make it just about you and your alignment, and everything else will take care of itself. I promise you. I say this all the time. I have a huge family. I have kids. I have animals. I have plenty of things reflecting back to me. I am not living by myself. I am not by myself telling you these things, and it's easy for me because I'm by myself. No, everything reflects back to me positive. Because I am positive. I am in alignment most of the time. I am. So I am a perfect example of this. Energy don't lie. Energy don't lie. The mirror does not lie. If anything is affecting me at all, if anything shows up and I feel out of alignment a little bit, I know it's about me. It has nothing to do with anyone else around me. Nothing to do with anyone else around me. It's all me. It's my problem. It's my problem, and I need to realign. It has nothing to do with anyone or anything outside of me. And that's where your life is going to start to change for the best, is when you decide to take responsibility for your life and your own alignment, instead of falling victim to your circumstances. And how you can do it is by learning to work with your circumstances. That's the kicker. That's when things start to shift, is learning how to work with them, because that's going to allow you to see that everything is very flexible in this experience. There's nothing solid here. Nothing is permanent here. So the more you relax your body, the more you lighten up, you start to realize everything is very flexible, movable. Things can change in an instant, according to your energy. I am not kidding to you. I do it all the time. I play around with this all the time. Like if I have to do something, like say I said today that I'm going to make dinner, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this. Yesterday I was all excited about it. But today I woke up and I'm like, I don't feel like doing it. I literally don't. If I get calm and quiet and relaxed, it always works in my favor. Something happens to where like my kids are like, oh, I really want this instead. I don't want that, right? Even if we all had a conversation about it changes to work in my favor. They're like, I don't want that. I'd rather have this. And I'm like, okay, good, off the hook. I don't have to cook, right? I know that sounds silly, but it's really playing around with these little things to show you that nothing's permanent here. Nothing is solid. Things can change in an instant. And that goes for things that feel big to you and things that feel small to you. Small, big circumstances. All the same. There is no different. No different at all. No. Don't worry about that though. That's the thing. And that's what I always want to tell people. Janina says, this still doesn't sink in fully. This takes time. These concepts are a new way of living your life. You've been programmed to think things are permanent and they are as they are. That's a program, and that's a dominant program. So you have to understand that these relaxing practices, all my practices in lazy manifesting, all the things I talk about, that's what they're doing. You got to do them all the time though. I tell people this, I say this in lazy manifesting all the time. You can't just be doing these practices when a dominant story pops up. You can't. You got to do these practices all day. You got to live by these practices. This is a new way of living your life. A new way of living your life. And you have to keep doing it. I practice realigning, guys. You think I'm in alignment most of the time, but I get out of alignment too. I know how to realign though. I've mastered this. I don't get lost in anything. I take a step back as long as I need to, and then I realign, right? Hi, Ashley. Hi, Christine. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Tony. Hi, Stuff. Yes, everything is always working out for you. Everything is happening for you. I promise you guys, I promise you. I know it seems like it's not. The more you relax, the more you will see it that way though. And not even the more you relax, like the more you find ways, guys, to work with your current circumstances. That one's huge, right? The more you accept, okay, I created it in some way, shape, or form. I may not be aware of that yet, that I do create everything in my reality. Because at first, you're not going to be aware that you create everything in your reality because you created unconscious and you were living on programs for a while. So at first, it's like, but just accept it because you did. Plain and simple, you did. It was just unconscious, right? And the more you say, you know what? Okay, I created this. This is what I said in the beginning. I created this to help me. And that's really what you use it for. And it's really going to serve you. I created it to help me relax, to practice non-reaction. So look at everything that shows up in the beginning as a way to just help you relax, to help you soften, to help you do these practices. As time goes by, you're very aware that you create your own reality. It starts to become pretty obvious and clear that your thoughts are creating everything. You're getting a handle on this more. You're catching those moments when you're arguing with something that's old, that you clearly don't want in your experience anymore because it doesn't feel good, right? And that's another key in all these practices, is making it about how you feel, not trying to be on top of all your thoughts, because that's slow going. That is slow going. You don't have to have a mental diet. You don't have to try to be on top of all your thoughts. You have to make it about how you feel. That's what you have to do. And relaxing practices will help you do that as well. So it's all about slowing down your energy, moving slower, breathing slower, relaxing your shoulders, right? Throughout the day, take your time in the morning. In the morning, sometimes we carry resistance. That's very normal because you slept. And at night, you have no resistance. So when you wake up, take your time. Don't listen to anything. Try to just say, this is something that I say all the time, is how can I make this moment better? How can I make this moment fun? It's all about living in the present moment as well. And these practices are going to help you be more present and in this moment. Right? So like, I'm always like, all right, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm doing my hair. I'm doing my makeup. How can I make this moment fun? Right? So I'll put on some music, or I'll put on something I like one of my affirmations or meditations, and I'll just sit there and I'll listen to that, and I'll get myself very present and in that moment, focusing on what I'm doing. Right? So I'm not in my headspace. What am I going to do for dinner? What am I going to do later? Should I do a live? Should I do it later? Should I get a drink? Right? So that's what you want to get out of doing. Getting out of here, planning for your whole day. Just get back to, you can have a little idea of what you're doing for your day, but get yourself back to this present moment, because your power's in this present moment. And you want to practice that because that makes you more stable. That helps you become more stable when you can keep bringing yourself back to this moment and what you're doing now. Like right now, what I'm doing now, I am focused right now with you guys, and I am in the zone right now with you guys. And this is what I'm doing now, and I'm staying focused on it, right? So it's all about making the best of where you're at. So that's something I always say, like, how can I make this moment fun? How can I make this moment better? If I'm laying in bed and I have resistance, I'll say, all right, okay, I'm having some resistance. I'm going to lay here for a little bit, and I will eventually jump up and start getting ready. So then I'll be like, okay, I want to get up and I want to start answering questions like on here or whatever. So it gets me up and it gets me going. That's how I made that moment better for myself, right? I got excited. So it's all about, again, working with this moment, working with your circumstance, right? To release any resistance. Oh, yeah, right, Ashley? Oh, that's so sweet. I don't talk about that. I'm sorry. I don't mean it in a rude way, but you said, can you talk about mind-eye? I don't get into any of that. Your thoughts create your reality. You're creating your reality. You create everything in it. It's all mind's eye. Okay. It's your imagination, you could say. Whatever you don't even have to know any of that. What you focus on, what you give your attention to, is what you continue to experience in your reality. That's it. Your focus is what you're focusing on is what you continue to experience, right? So it's more about being honest in those moments about, is this still affecting me or is this not affecting me? Am I unbothered by this? Am I able to move past this? That's all it is. You don't have to get into the mind's eye or the chakras or any of that. But if you enjoy it, if that's something you enjoy, then go for it. Have fun. You can do all that. But it's very simple. Life is just a mirror. Life is just reflecting back your thoughts. That's it. Life is literally just reflecting your thoughts and beliefs. Let's add beliefs. Let's add beliefs. Because you can have a belief that life can be magical. You can have a belief that life can be easy. You can have a belief that I can flow with life and everything will manifest so effortlessly for me. But you could also have a belief that I got to affirm and affirm and affirm to get what I want. And I got to persist and persist and persist with my thoughts consistently to get what I want. And to me, that feels limiting. That always felt limiting. Can you use affirmations and listen to things that sound good and feel good to you throughout the day? Yes, of course. But for the most part, you're already aligned with them after doing these practices. Thank you for that. Who was that? Thanks, Gina. Yeah, so it just takes practice. It's a whole, guys, it's a whole new way of living your life. You're living your life focused on you and how you feel in each moment and making it about you and making sure like you're feeling good and doing what you can do to feel good and being aware of when you're making it about something or someone else, right? Giving your power away because they are just you. They're all extensions of you. Money is an extension of you. Your kids are an extension of you. Your partner is an extension of you. Your animals are an extension of you. So if you're feeling good and you're in a good energy, you're only going to get good back from them. So there's many ways you can say it. It's a reflection, it's a mirror, they're extensions, but it's all you. And the more you can make it just about you and what you choose to believe. I choose to believe that life is fun. Life is a game. Life is just an experience that we're having. It's quick. It's like, snap, it's done. Like, I know that sounds, but it's like, it's not that serious. It's more fun. It's play. It's supposed to be good. You're supposed to feel good. It's supposed to be exciting, right? And that's what I choose to believe. They're the beliefs that I want to move towards, right? I don't want to have to work hard and be desperate for money and try to affirm over and over again. And be in a chasing energy for someone to love me, right? To fill voids. No, you love you. Everybody loves you. Everybody reflects that back to you, right? It's literally that simple. Of the opposite of this. Exactly, Bobby. I just read the book The World is a Mirror by Nada Murray, and it's pretty much saying, no way, Key. I don't know who that is. That's so cool, though. Yeah, and here's the thing about it. Like Key just said, I just read a book by Nada Amiri that's pretty much saying that about how life's a mirror. The thing about this all is, guys, is you're going to see it for yourself the more you do these types of practices. So you're not going to just be reading it in books. And that's the thing that and you know what? I want to say this lightly, but I believe this is what kind of like holds us back a little bit, is too much research. Too much research does not let you live your life and let your life show you. When you're too much reading and and I'm not saying that's bad, Kay. I'm giving a quick example about what happens to a lot of people is they get lost in the information and they get lost in the research instead of taking that step back from that and saying, you know what, it's time for me to live my life. It's time for me to do these practices, which is just make the best of each moment and let life show me that it is a mirror and that it is reflecting back to me all the time and that it is all me and that I can live an amazing life and that I can have all these things and that everything is done. Let life show me that it's just me. Let me just live my life. And that's where all your power comes from. Not really in the research and in the books. They're great and they're awesome. And yes, they're a part of this process as well. But I believe there's a time to take a break from research, to take a break from listening over and over again to these people that are telling us the power's within us, and let your life show you. Because your power is in this moment with the life you're living now. And I can promise you that. I can promise you the more you do these practices, you won't really go on social media anymore. You'll find it very disempowering. And I know that sounds very judgy, but you'll find it because there's tons of information out there and it keeps your mind scattered. And it's pretty limiting, honestly, because no one really, this is new. The fact that nothing is set in stone. You're creating your own reality and you're unlimited. And the sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. It's all beliefs here. So but the more you keep entertaining stuff outside of you and you keep researching, you're watching limiting beliefs. You're listening to limiting beliefs, people's opinions based off their experience. Because not many people really tapping into the magic that's there for us, that could be there for us. So that kind of keeps you thinking that life is solid and you buy into these belief systems that, I'll catch one here and there, like of a tarot reader say, you have this one person, I think it's an aunt, dead serious. I catch these things and I laugh because it's like, I let you know. Oh, I think it's an aunt or it's a mother figure. First of all, my mom's passed, like really. And she's jealous of you. And I'm like, guys, you got to be careful what you're watching because this stuff will have you convinced that a mother figure's mad at you. A mother figure's jealous of you. Your sister's, no, it's all you and it's all alignment. And I'm not knocking this person. I'm just trying to say, like, people are speaking based off their limitations, based off their limiting beliefs, based off their life experience and their opinions and stuff, right? Even your tarot reader. So if you're hearing anything negative, you got to step away. You got to say, this don't feel good. This don't feel right. What? And it has you in your headspace. Now you're thinking, trying to fit. Who could it be? Maybe it's my cousin. Maybe it's nobody because everybody's you. So these are the types of things you're going to start to realize the more you do these practices that, you know what, maybe social media is kind of limiting me. And researching too much, maybe I have my focus too much in researching when I know how this works. I know I create my own reality. I know everybody's needs push out. I know life is a mirror. It's pretty simple. If I feel good, I'm going to get that back. I'm going to take a step away and I'm just going to live my everyday life and focus on the life that I've created this far, knowing what I'm moving towards and learning to work with it, learning to make the best of it, learning to have fun with it, right? And the more you do that, you'll move towards best and better, even your manifestations. But a lot of the stuff, honestly, I believe it holds us back. I'm going to be honest from my life, from my personal opinion. Your true self is limitless. The ego is what puts all the limitations. Yeah, so the thing about even the ego is that I learned through my own life experiences that the ego, so I learned that too. So the ego is just, it only does what it knows. That's why, it feels comfortable to repeat the same thing all the time. So that's why you're working with your current circumstances, working with your ego as well. You're working with your ego because the ego just only does what's familiar. That's all. It's not bad or good. There is no good or bad in this experience. Nothing has meaning in this experience at all. Zero meaning at all. I'm telling you guys, like there's so much unlimited. This experience is limitless. Limitless. Like you're so free. You're so free to experience whatever you want. So knowing that like there is no good or bad, the ego's not bad, there's nobody or nothing trying to hurt us at all. It's just the ego just does what's familiar. So that's why it feels that way. It feels like the ego is, it's the ego mind or this or that. But no, the ego is just doing what it knows. Basically, it's not bad or good at all. And the more that I did this, I realized that as well. So that's just another story. There's a lot of stories. The ego's this, the ego, right? Like egotistical, and that's just more gossip. It's more opinions on narcissists and this, and it's all based off people's life's experiences, and it's all just not serving us at all. So that's why I say, like, the more you step away from this kind of stuff, you'll start to tap into like more magic and more freedom. Yes, it's so true, Rachel. It's so true. But Rachel, as soon as you fall victim to a circumstance or a person, place, or thing, which is a circumstance, we right off of the bat, we don't believe that. We think something outside of us has power over us, but we don't get that thing outside of us is us. Everything is you. Guys, everything is you. So it's getting back to the basics of wait, everything is me pushed out. Every little thing is me, is an extension of me. So the more I feel good, the more I'm at peace, the more I will start experiencing that in every situation, person, place, or thing, literally. So it's all in the reminders. It's taking a step back, and the reminders will, honestly, they'll come to you. The reminders come to you from relaxing. Relaxing is everything. Relaxing is what people say, like, how do you know all this? How do you know all this information? Because I did a lot of relaxing practices, quiet, calm, relaxing my body, settling myself down, settling. And that's where the wisdom comes. That's where the knowledge comes, from taking that step back, from moving in silence. You're connecting to higher energies, right? You're accessing infinite intelligence. You're not accessing, Mr. Somebody's opinion. You're not picking up their thoughts and their limiting thoughts. No, by relaxing and settling down, you're connecting to infinite intelligence. You're connecting to something greater, let's just say, right? Something that feels good. It feels good. It feels right. It feels like love, right? So you take that step back and then you can connect to that. But if don't take that step back and you get lost in it, then you are going to you're going to grab your phone and you're going to listen to what someone says on here, and it may cause some relief, but it's really just filling a void. And then you just kind of keep repeating those patterns. So take that step back and just realign, and you'll be guided to best case scenario, and it'll just become your new way of living instead of grabbing your phone or calling a friend or asking for advice. And it's all within you. It's all you. Even that's an extension of you, right? Your higher self is not you giving your power away to anyone. It's not saying something has power outside of you. Your higher self is you. Higher self. Think about it like that versus the lower self, right? All the information out here that's pretty darn limiting. Right? So think about it like that. That's a good way to look at it. Like me just taking a step back so I connect to my higher self, who knows best, right? Who knows where, to lead me in the right direction, versus the lower self that's saying, grab your phone, find something on here to help you. Go get a coach, get somebody to talk to, get this off your chest, vent, get this out. That's lower self. We take a step back and we just get as quiet as we need to, and we stay with that as long as we need to, and we'll be guided out of it so naturally, so effortlessly, and to something that's going to feel good. I promise you. That's how you know you're connected to your higher self. That's how I know, is when I take that step back long enough to where I get this inspiration. It's just inspired, and it's like, you know what? I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go take a drive right now. And I'm going to go get my drink, and I feel good, and I'm listening to music, and I'm like, that was inspired. That was 100% inspired. Versus me, maybe what I used to do was, I'm going to grab my phone and I'm going to get that quick fix to someone's going to tell me something in my phone, and that's going to make me feel better. But it actually didn't. It was very limiting, right? Yes, Kia. Kia says, all the dating advice. None of you don't need it. You don't need dating advice. They're just speaking through their life experience. That's all they're doing. That's all they can do, is speak through their life experience. But you're going to have your own life experience with your partner, with your relationship. Don't listen to any of them. You prove it to yourself that it's just you being in alignment and you feeling good and that you can have whatever you want. And you go back to that, right? All that information out there is just, it can only be through their own experience. Even people that teach it, like even people that are teaching it through manifesting, and they say, this is what you got to do. These are the affirmations, and this is the self-concept work, or this blah, however they're teaching it. They're still teaching it based off their life experience, because you can only teach based off your life experience and your beliefs. So think about that. You only have to be in alignment, and life will show you. It's all you being in alignment. You only got to be in alignment. You don't need anyone to teach you how to manifest. That's somebody teaching you how to manifest too. So those same people will say, you don't need to learn how to manifest. We're always manifesting. But then yet they're giving you all these affirmations to manifest something or someone, right? Think about that. They're teaching based off their life. So let life show you you're unlimited. Things can go in so many different ways for you. Things can come into your life in so many different ways. You keep taking that step back. You keep focusing on you and doing what you can do to feel good in this moment. Working with your circumstances now, making the best of your circumstances now, showing yourself how I always want to find the right word, how flexible this experience is, how much fun this experience can be, right? By just loosening up, by lightening up, by relaxing. And I'm not saying anybody's bad that's teaching this. Everybody's teaching it based off where they are. Everything serves us. Everything serves us. Even people that are teaching this. Anything and everything can serve us. But your best teacher is you. Your best teacher is you and practicing alignment. And you don't need anything else but that. And where you're at with your life experience now. Why? Because you created it all. You created everything in this, and the more you relax, you'll stop. I used to do it. I'd say, you know what? I really did create a pretty decent life for myself. Like after I learned all this stuff and I was starting to understand it, I took a step back and I said, you know what? I created a really nice life for myself. I had great people in my life, great reflections back to me, family, friends, and it really wasn't that bad. I think things got crazy when I started researching, and I started trying to learn this. And it was great. That's why I say stick with Abraham, because she's very unlimited, right? She's, and even Bashar, very right to the point and how this is. But I think most of the other teachings, they feel watered down. That's the best way I can explain it. They're explaining it based off their experience. So not all of it. You'll know through your own alignment what resonates with you. Like, oh yeah, I like the way they're explaining it. Some people are very knowledgeable and they're very good at what they're explaining, and you'll know it feels good. You'll know it feels right versus this feels like this doesn't feel good to me, right? So it just becomes very obvious on who sounds empowered and who really knows they're creating their own reality based off how they're explaining this, versus people that are still kind of judging and they're still saying that they're doing it wrong and they stole this from me and like stuff like that. Like you're very aware of what sounds kind of still just limiting, basically. And like I said, just keep going within, keep asking yourself, like, does this feel limiting? Does this feel empowering, right? Stop from going into a downward spiral when I have a negative experience. Me too, Bobby. I always say, like, I feel like I owe everything to this point, without a doubt, to Abraham. Well, first of all, that's the thing. It's what you're saying, Lorelai. It's like I'm stuck. Downward spiral. I mean, it's the same practice. And this is what happens, is that even though you've been doing my practices and you kind of know what to do, you're so quick to not think it's working again. And you're so quick to go back to old patterns. And you're so quick to say, Kier, what do I do about this spiral? And I'm stuck. No, you're not stuck. You're not stuck. You got to keep relaxing. You got to settle down enough to where that'll pass. That's all you're doing. You're saying, Kier, but I'm stuck. And you're reacting to it because, again, you have to be honest. Yes, I keep reacting to the same thing, and it's going to keep showing up. So it's really about just using it to your advantage to keep doing. It's only one practice. You just got to keep doing it. And honestly, guys, there's no other way around it. This is a new way of living your life, and these are new concepts. So this is not the way to do it, though, is by saying, downward spiral, I'm stuck. I can't get out of this. Well, that's not my practices. That's your programming. So you have to keep doing it so these concepts can sink in and know that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. You are not stuck. It's easy. I say this too. It's easy to go back to old patterns, but it's just as easy to keep settling. So it's just as easy to go back to old patterns as it is to keep on settling. Choose settling. I got to settle. That's it. So that's my answer, Lorelai. And guys, all you guys, you got to keep settling. You got to let that moment speak to you in a positive way to guide you to the right thing. So you got to keep settling. You got to keep settling. You got to keep settling. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care. You keep doing it. And you're going to show yourself that, guess what? It's working out. It's working itself out. It is work. There is no problem. Go back to the basics. Go back to the reminders. There is no problem. There's nothing. Listen. Lazy manifesting, I will go back to the beginning of it. Not only is it just a great resource, I like listening to it because it's great. I'd rather listen to that than scroll through TikTok. So go back to the beginning of lazy manifesting, because I know most of you have it. Go back to the beginning, and it keeps getting better, and it keeps on getting, there's so much information in there that there's no reason why you should be asking what I'm stuck again. How do I get out of this negative spiral? Go back to the beginning of lazy manifesting, the very beginning, manifest properly. I said it's 9 hours, and it's all so good, the very beginning. I go back to the beginning of it all the time. That makes sense. It took longer to come out of, so I thought I failed. Yes, right, Stacy, right. As long as it freaking takes. Trust me, you are doing it. You are doing good. You are doing amazing by relaxing your body and softening your body. And I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. You will always be exactly where you're supposed to be. That's another thing, is that we think we got to get to somewhere. Get there. I got to get to this thing. You literally are the more that you can understand that you are exactly where you're supposed to be in this moment, and you can settle into that and know that there's no problem. Everything's going according to plan. And you can get that concept in to where it's a new program you're running on. You want that to be a new program, that everything is going according to plan, that there is no problem. I have my meditations. They're a part of the lazy manifesting. I have a meditation that says you are exactly where you're supposed to be in this moment. You want to get, even if you don't have the lazy manifesting, please say that to yourself. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be in this moment. There's no problem, and there's nothing I need to fix. I will always be exactly where I'm supposed to be in this moment, because I can't be anywhere but in this moment. And if you can that's a new program you want to run on. That is a powerful program. That is a powerful affirmation. They're the ones that you want to sink in here, that you want to reprogram with. The powerful stuff, not the trying to get the person or the money or those things will happen as a byproduct of your alignment. I promise you they will, right? So that's the kind of thing you want to keep saying to yourself as you're going to sleep, as you wake up, throughout your day, when you start to feel triggered, when you start to feel upset, when you start to think there's a circumstance. There is no circumstance. There are no circumstances. Nothing is even real, right? Relax your body, calm yourself down. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. There is no problem. Everything's going according to plan. I can only be where I am. Everything's unfolding perfectly. Like, these are your new truths. These are the facts now. This is what you're living by now. These types of programs. Hey, Kay. Hi, Brenda. I love what is it Kai? Is it Kai or Ki? It's K-I. I want to say Kai. I love what she said. You really have to support yourself, and others will start to do it as well. And it's literally that. Everything is a reflection. Everything is a reflection showing you where you are at. Everything is a reflection showing you where you are at. Everything in your experience. But listen to what I said, showing you where you're at. So if you're not liking something in your current environment, did it freeze? It froze, crap. Yeah, it is. I just seen it went red on me. Of course, I was yapping it up, always. It did freeze. I mean, it really is that simple. It really is that simple. The thing about it is that we make it about everyone else but ourselves. And we don't realize that they are just us. Everything and everyone is us. And they're the other concepts that you want to sink in. That everything and everyone is me. And the more that I'm in alignment, life will show me that. My experience will show me that. This reality will show me that. The more that I feel good, make it about yourself. No matter what, as soon as you're making it about someone else, you're giving your power away, and you're thinking that there is someone else. It's you having this experience, and everything is an extension of you. So get those concepts in, that everything and everyone and everything and everyone in my experience is me. And all I have to do is make it about me. That's a simple way. That's a simple way to keep moving forward. That's a simple reminder too, that when I'm in alignment, everything will reflect back to me in alignment. And that goes for things that may not serve you as much anymore. You're not going to see them like that. You're going to just see it as old. You're going to become unbothered by it. You're going to know how to make the best of it. You're not going to take it so seriously. You're going to lighten up around it, right? And be like, oh, I know what I'm moving towards. You believe more in what you're moving towards versus what's in this moment, what you're experiencing in this moment. Remember, you're always going to be moving towards something. Life is always changing for us. Always. Are you moving towards it? Are you staying with the stuff that doesn't feel so good by reacting to it, by saying this doesn't work, by saying why hasn't things changed? Are you saying, you know what? Okay, I'm moving towards more change. I'm feeling a little unsettled right now. That's okay. I don't have to know why. I don't have to figure it out. I know I'm moving towards something good. You have to put a positive meaning on that. Even when you're feeling unsettled. I know this is moving me towards more change. I don't need to know what, how, or when. I just know it's going to be amazing. I know it's going to be good. And I'm just going to settle. And I'm going to relax my body. I'm going to find peace in this moment. And the more you find peace in this moment, you'll see everything starting to work out for you. Everything starting to fall into place pretty quickly. I always say that. It happens pretty quickly. I know, right? Right, Stace? So that's the thing. I don't want you guys, don't be mad at yourself. If you're sticking to quiet, calm, relax, and you're constantly settling, you have to understand that these concepts take time. Like I said, these are new programs you're going to be running on, more powerful programs, empowering programs, right? And they're new. They're new to what we've been raised on, that we've been taught by people in our lives, right? That didn't know any better. Literally, they didn't know any better either. We just bought into it because it sounded safe. We just agreed, right? Because we were just little kids at the time. Okay, all right, this is how life is. I got to go to college and I got to work really hard and, whatever. I'm not knocking any of this stuff. You have choices, but this is based off my experience, thinking that this is the only way for me to have a good life, is that I have to go to school and I have to work really hard. And even though it might not resonate, I might not love it. I gotta work hard if I want to achieve things in life, right? And they're all other people's stuff. That's not my stuff. That never felt good to me. That never felt right to me. So you have to go within. When something feels off, you have to say, I don't know why, but this doesn't feel good to me. This doesn't feel right to me. I don't like this. You can't make it about anyone or anyone else. You have to make it about you and what you think, not their opinions, not based off their beliefs. I know, Stace. We all need it, girl. We all need it. And you come back to these, guys. You come back to these lives. You don't have to have lazy manifesting. You can come back to these lives. Thanks, Lorelai. Listen to them, especially I feel like the more recent ones are more right to the point. The older ones are good too, but they're based off where I was at, right? I get better. We all get better. These concepts sink in over time. There's no end to any of this. Nobody's ever going to be the master of all masters unless you're dead and you're floating and you have no resistance. But this experience, there is some resistance. It's the point of it. There's some contrast, but it's all about you working with the contrast. There's not going to be an end to it, right? So just constantly know that. It's just, you're going to get better at it. So I always say, you can never make a mistake. You just get better at it. It's the truth. You always go back to quiet, calm, relax your body. You'll be moved out of it very naturally. I'm telling you, life's going to get so good when you start to get these concepts down. And again, if you don't have lazy manifesting, listen to the lives, especially the most recent ones. Especially if you've been following me for a while. Because the older ones are good. They are. But I got better at getting to the point and explaining this, right? I mean, all of them are different, but slightly different based off topics and questions. But go back to them. Go back to, trying to think what else you could go back to. Even just scrolling through the TikToks, they're good. Release resistance on TikTok is another good thing. Or, guys, another thing is create your own affirmations with the things I'm saying. Get yourself an app. I like Voice Record Pro. Get that one. Record whatever I'm saying in here. It's so powerful when it comes from yourself too, guys, from your own voice. Get Voice Record Pro. download it onto your phone, and you create these affirmations. What I'm saying, you create them in your own voice, and you listen to that over and over again all day. Take down what I say in here in these lives, and you create your own stuff. That's all you need, is those reminders to relax. The same thing I'm doing. And when it's in your own voice, it's very powerful, guys. Oh, Stace, right? Did you like that one? That's what I always say. Like, I always think of myself, like, I think of what helped me in that moment, right? And I know everyone's going to hear things differently based off where they're at, the money affirmation. And I understand that if I'm not feeling good about money, then I have a negative belief there, because money's supposed to feel good. You're supposed to, when you think about money, you're supposed to feel good. If you're ever feeling bad around money, you have a belief there that is not serving you. It's plain and simple, because everything is you, including money. So when you're like, oh, when you're thinking about the lack of money, you're on the other side. You're bringing up an old pattern. You're bringing up an old program of where money's bad, money's scary, I got to worry, I got to be concerned. But when you can relax your body and take that step back, you can say, wait, no, it feels good to have money. I'm supposed to have money. Money's always there for me. Why? Because money is an extension of me. Money is an extension of me and how I feel, and it's that simple. And I feel good. I feel good, and money feels good. It feels good to have money. And we got to reprogram our minds around all these things that we think are not a part of us. And I never understood that, and now I do. I think I had to understand it in my own way, though. Like, when people say, as I said, you're going to find your own way, guys. Like, I would hear people say things like that, like, money's just you, money's just energy. And I would hear all these things, but I couldn't register what they were saying. You have to have your own experience in order to get these things, because you're going to see it through your own lens, right? And you have your own experience and your own beliefs around money. And it goes back to the simple thing that money is you. Everything is you. Your kids are you. Your animals are you, right? Everybody in your experience, and I mean everybody, even the person that you think is being mean to you in that moment, they are you. And if you can relax and get calm and learn to see it in a different way and come at it more gentle, more kind, you will move out of those types of experiences and you will move towards more positive ones. And you can even get someone in that moment to see something different as well by being kind. So just know your alignment serves everybody. Right? Oh, I love that, Linda. So when people talk about quantum jumps and quantum leaps, I believe you're always doing that. The more you're in alignment, you're on your highest timeline now. So don't get caught up in that too much. How do I do a quantum leap? You're just always tell yourself that you're on your highest timeline now. Your most abundant timeline is now. Instead of saying, how do I do a quantum leap? How do I quantum leap? Well, you are on your highest timeline right now. You are working with your higher self right now. You're always moving towards best and better. Always, now that you know this, now that you know it's just you. So anytime you're in your headspace too much trying to figure out, like, how do I quantum leap? Did I quantum leap? How do I get to my highest timeline? How? You want to get out of that energy, right? I am on my highest timeline. I'm always moving towards best and better. So just rephrase it. Always take a moment to shift what you're saying in that moment. That's how you work with your circumstances. That's how you release resistance, is when you're like, quantum jumps. How do I quantum jump? What do I do to quantum jump? Or what do I do to do this? Or how do I get this? Or anything at all that's giving you resistance. Any type of question energy you're in, stop and say, no, how can I shift this? How can I work with this? Oh, wait, I am on my highest timeline. I'm always moving towards, there's no end to this. I'm always I'm working with my higher self now. I'm always working with my higher self, right? So just rephrase those types of things because that can cause resistance. Like, how do I quantum leap? How do I know if I quantum leaped, right? Just know it's more about the knowledge. Again, go back to the knowledge of how this reality works, right? It's constantly changing, guys. I'm talking change. Like, you could never keep up with it. It's constant. It's literally constant. And the more you relax and know you're exactly where you're supposed to be, that you're always moving towards best and better, everything that you want is done. That's it. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Because even a quantum leap almost makes you think to yourself that you got to get to somewhere. I got to get to that place so life's good. I got to have that quantum leap so life's good. Life's good now. Life's good where you're at. Make the best of where you're at. There's nowhere you need a quantum leap to where it's going to be better. Tell you, take yourself with you everywhere you go. Make the best of where you're at. Practice alignment now. Settle into this moment, and you'll see it for yourself. But again, as soon as you're saying, I got a quantum leap, how do I quantum? Well, you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and you take yourself with you everywhere you go. Remind yourself of those types of things. I don't even know anything about Britney Spears. I don't know anything about anyone. When people say to me about what's going on with this person or that person, or I'm like, it's not my reality, and I really don't care about other people's lives. I just care about me moving towards my best life and feeling good in this moment. I don't really get caught up in celebrity stuff or any of that. It just doesn't interest me. Yes, exactly right, Faith. Now, I disagree with that. That's not true. That's a limiting belief. The happier we are, the more we are tested. Absolutely not, Lorelai. Absolutely not. That is extreme. Always listen to what you're preaching and what you're saying. That's very limiting. You're never being tested. That's another limiting belief that you're tested, by the way. You're never tested, guys. It's only you and your thoughts and your beliefs. So just remember that. It's your thoughts and your beliefs that create your reality. If you believe that the happier you are, the more you are tested, that is what you are going to continue to experience in your reality. That is extremely limiting. Do not preach that stuff. Do not buy into that stuff. You're not tested. Whatever you are thinking, you are going to get back in your experience. It's that simple. Whatever you consistently think, you will get back in your experience. No way around that. It's a reflection of you and your thoughts. That's what this experience is. It's all you having this experience. That's all it is. So if anything's showing up that doesn't feel good to you and it's still affecting you, it's still affecting you. And that's all there is to it. And you have to find a way to deactivate it. My practice, quiet, calm, relax, will help you deactivate it. Taking that step back, allowing it to pass. But that's limiting to think that. And again, it's all an understanding that you create your own reality. And that's falling victim. Again, the universe again. There they go again, testing me. You're falling victim to that. The universe is testing me again. Now they're just testing me. No, they're not. It's only you having this experience. It's all you. And the more you're in alignment, you'll see that. And guess what? Here's the best part about all of this. And this is the most freeing statement you're going to hear. You cannot make a mistake. You're just going to get better at this stuff. You can never make a mistake, ever. Ever. You are unbreakable. Unbreakable. You can't make a mistake. But it's so easy. Faith says the universe is way too sophisticated to be testing human beings. It just acts accordingly. It acts accordingly to your energy. That's it. It's very simple. It's very simple. It's so ridiculously simple that our minds can't comprehend how simple this experience is. Because there's lots of beliefs. And this is why you're going to find out very soon to quiet your world down and you got what you needed from listening to people, and that's all part of the process. Probably, I'm sure I did it too. But you're going to realize, thank you, Liv. You know what? I think I like my world the way it is. I think I like what I've created this far. I know I'm going to move towards best and better, but I'm going to learn to make the best of what I've created and have fun with this. And that's enough. That'll keep me moving towards best and better. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can have. I know I'm unlimited. I know what I want, and I know those things are just going to keep getting better. But it's about making peace with myself, and it's about being in alignment with me and realigning to that. And I'm going to start having fun with my life now and what I've already created, and becoming more stable in this moment, and becoming more secure in this moment, and making the best of this moment, of what I got and what I've already created, and working with these circumstances. Instead of trying to get something real quick, let me affirm every single day, 24/7, till my head damn explodes off my body. And then maybe I get it, but I realize real quick that I still ain't happy. I'm still feeling just like I did before I got this manifestation. It felt good for a little bit. It filled a void for a little bit. But here I am again, feeling kind of shitty. Why? Because I'm not realizing that the only thing I need to do is practice alignment, and those things will come as the byproduct. Because those things are me. My desires are me. My manifestations are me, because everything is me. And it's not really more complicated than that. And I am worthy because I exist. I get to have these experiences because these experiences are me. And I get to have these experiences because that's what I came here to do. To have these experiences. And I don't got to explain any more than that. And I don't got to figure out any more than that. I want to have these experiences because I want to have these experiences. That's it. No more to it than that. Just allow it to unfold by making the best of this moment now, what you've created now. Yes. Separation, yes, it's an illusion. And anytime you feel, that's another quick little reminder. That's a quick reminder. When you start to feel bad, that's separation, and that's disconnect. And there's a lie there. There's a limiting belief there, right? And like I say, it's okay from time to time to have those moments because you're still having this human experience. But the more you do the practices, it's not going to last long. It's going to be quick. Those disconnecting moments are going to be very short-lived. They're going to be like, okay, little contrast, let me settle down, let me relax so I can move towards best and better. And that's all it's going to be eventually. But in the beginning, whenever you're feeling bad, that's separation. There's a lie there. That's disconnect. And in those moments, you want to use it to your advantage to practice coming back to self again. And just softening, relaxing, not complaining, not gossiping, not venting. Just get yourself back to self by just go back to the main practice. The most powerful practice of all time is non-reaction. Quiet, calm, relax your body. Let it pass on its own. That's it. Yes. Exactly. The key to having it all is knowing that you already do. That you already are those things. You already are everything. Even the things in your life now, you are those things too. And let me tell you, all those things in my life that I thought were horrible when I was moving towards this stuff and understanding this, they flipped right around and became beautiful experiences in my reality and reflected back positive to me because I continued making it about me and staying in alignment and saying, I am good and there's only good in my life. I am a good person, I am a kind person, and that's all that reflects back to me. And I kept making it about me, not anyone else around me. There is no problem, there's nothing I need to fix, there's nothing I need to figure out. I am a good person, so I only get good back. And you got to stand by that. You got to stand by that, and you will only get that back from others. Even things that feel not nice in your reality, you can only get it back. You can only get positive back. You are so protected, you don't even realize it. You really are, and you will only be able to get the best out of every single person in your experience. It cannot be any other way because it's all you. Okay, so Lorelei says, how do you make an important decision when your gut feeling is off? This is how you make an by knowing it's not that important. I know it feels like it is, but you got to know that you can't make a mistake in whatever decision you make, Lorelai. You're still going to get to where you want to be no matter what. There is no important life-threatening decision because this experience is not life-threatening. And you have to relax your body in that moment and know that, say this to yourself, I know that whatever decision I make will be the best one. I know that. I know that, and that's enough. And whatever decision I make, I'm going to make the best of it. So you got to rephrase that. You got to lighten up around it. You got to take a step back around it, and you got to see it differently. You got to shift how you're saying it. I know that whatever decision I make in this moment is going to be the right decision. And when I make that decision, I'm going to stick to it, and I'm going to make the best of it. And that's what you have to start doing. And you'll see how it'll all work out for you because it's all you, right? No problem. Hi, Maritza. Exactly, Linda. That's all we can do is use everything to our advantage. Everything can serve its purpose. She says, even if I'm feeling a little low, I still stay kind. I'm still making the best of it, and I'm still, just falling back into that relaxing and making the best of that moment. And that's what keeps you moving forward. Guys, you can go within and say, I don't line up with this anymore. You're going to be moving out of things. You're not going to be doing the same things over and over again. I promise you. Until you can make peace with those things and make the best of them and say to yourself, you're always setting intentions to move towards different, to move towards better, to move towards things that are more in alignment with you. But until you make peace with the ones now and make the best of those things now by just laying low, by moving slower, by taking your time, you'll see that you'll start to move towards best and better. Hi, Susan. Oh, yes. Stacy, let me tell you, girl, this is so huge, guys. And Stacy noticed it. She noticed this. And this is key to stability. This is key. This is key to end your suffering. This is so much bigger than you realize, Stacy, and I'm so glad you brought it up. And this is a practice. She says, wow, Kira, that way you will not be double-minded. And that's where our pain comes from. That's where our pain comes from. Not being able to make a decision, making a decision, and thinking you made the wrong decision. There's so much power in making a decision and making the best of it. And you got to practice that because it's going to change your life for the best. Make the best of it. You're always going to be moving towards best and better, guys. Always. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. And the more you can do these types of practices, it's going to free your soul. Free your soul. Don't feel guilty for making a decision. I'm making that decision and I'm lining up with that decision. I'm choosing that decision because that's what's best for me. Now, that's the thing. This is how you work with your circumstances, is by saying, you know what? What is the best decision? What will create the least amount of resistance? For me, I used to say this all the time. It was going to the party still. It was going to things still that I didn't normally love doing, like things that I would normally do, because by not doing it, I had too much resistance. I had too much guilt. I thought people had to say, oh, they're talking about me. Oh, right. I was still learning these concepts. So at first you may do things that you're not perfectly lined up with anymore. You don't resonate with them anymore. But guess what? There's more resistance in doing that thing than there isn't. And that's what you need to be on. That's where you need to be honest with yourself. Right? That was so big, Stacy, and the fact that you picked up on it. And it is a practice, but it will literally free you. Just making a decision, sticking with it, and making the best of it. There's no need to fear well, that's the thing. That's anticipation, Lalani. You're saying negative expectations. So you're still believing that things are solid still. You're still believing that things are permanent. Like, oh no, this is going to happen and this is the only way it can be. So you have to keep relaxing into that fear. You got to keep softening around that fear and knowing that you're so unlimited. Things can unfold in so many beautiful, amazing ways for you. And right now, you're reacting more to what the negative expectations, right? And that's where we get lost in that, because we anticipate and we're like, it could never go my way. It's, what if this happens? And you don't realize that's what you're manifesting, right? So this is where you want to use that to your advantage to do the practices. Relax your body and say, softening your body's enough, guys. And that's the thing. People are like, just relax my body? Yes. Because when you're soft, guess what? When you're relaxed, things start to go your way. You just don't see it yet because you're not tense. Oh my God, this isn't going to go right. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That's when things are solid, is when you're becoming solid. Oh my God, I can't believe this is going to happen to me. I can't believe, oh my God, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Right? That's reaction. And but if you're just soft, Leilani, and you're relaxing your body, but yet that story's kind of playing out, you still hold the power. So that's why at first you're really just relaxing, Leilani. A lot of that. A lot of relaxing around those negative stories. A lot of relaxing around those negative expectations, worst case scenarios. Because you hold the power in those moments. Things are working in your favor. You got to prove it to yourself by constantly doing it. And again, you'll start to catch those times, those moments you're in your headspace too much. Right? Relaxing is all you need to do at first. It's enough. Relax your body, get lots of baths, sit in the sunshine, anything, get a heated blanket. All these practices at first are important. And it's the first step. Honestly, it's the first step to getting these concepts, is learning how to relax your body, learning how to soften your body, doing lots of relaxing practices. I still do them. I still do relax. It's part of who I am now, to relax. But that's what's really helping you understand that nothing is permanent here. Nothing is solid here. This is all a fun experience that you're having. Yes, 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 Stacy. Stacy, you're so on point. Yep, because that contradiction in your stomach is what, that's resistance. And guess what? And I want to let you guys all know, that constriction in your stomach's going to go away. You're going to get to a point where that never happens anymore. I used to get it all the time. It would be like I'd be up all night in discomfort and pain, and I'd keep relaxing, I'd keep breathing, I'd keep softening. I don't ever get that anymore. I don't ever get tension in my jaw anymore. I don't ever get pain in my shoulders anymore. I'm very relaxed. So that stuff goes away. It actually goes away. All right, I'm going to jump off, guys. Could you please share us what's your favorite books? My favorite books, here's the thing, Santana. I actually never read any books on manifesting. I never read any books on any of this stuff. I listened to Abraham Hicks 24/7, just as I was living my life, as I was doing my thing for probably about a year straight. Every single day I listened to Abraham Hicks. That's what started leading me to learning how to find my own way, my own practices. So I created my own ebooks. I have ebooks. I created my own practices over time. But that was just through listening to Abraham and asking my own questions to Abraham through YouTube. But that was it. I never read anything. And I did listen to Joe Dispenza and Eckhart too. They were two people that I listened to as well. But Abraham was my main source of knowledge in this stuff. That was it. And anyone you listen to is just letting you know the powers within, guys. No matter who you read, they're letting you know the powers within. That's all. And that you can tap into it whenever you want. And it's really about alignment and feeling good and doing these types of practices. So I just found my own way to teach it, Santana, through my own life experience. And that's why I have the resources that I have. But I can't really give you any books because I never read any. But I would say Abraham Hicks, Eckhart Tolle, and Joe Dispenza. They'd probably be the ones I would gear people towards because they were my favorites. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off because I ain't got no voice. I feel my voice going away a little bit. Yeah, JC says, just so you guys know, and this is the truth, all books will tell you to relax and be present. And it is the truth. It is the truth. It's all going to lead you back to this moment, knowing everything's going according to plan. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. It's all the same. Like, I could just tell you one thing right now for the rest of your life, and that is everything you want is done in the best way possible, your most abundant timeline. And everything in this moment is moving you towards it. You have to keep relaxing into this moment and working with this moment, and everything will fall into place so beautifully. It's all about you and making the best of how you feel in each moment. You. It's all about you. Everything will act accordingly. There you go. Now you're good. You don't need to read anything. But yeah, I think we read this stuff just to to reprogram too. So I believe everything serves its purpose. I don't say there's any wrong or right. Always trust your decisions. Always trust where you're at. Trust and know that you can't make a wrong decision either, guys. So trust me, you'll get it. It'll start to click. All right, everybody. Thank you for jumping on, guys. I'll see you guys tonight who are in the Zoom, and the rest of you, I will see you guys tomorrow. Hi, Jules. Bye, Jules. Bye, guys. Love you guys.